With the inspiration and guidance of the Lubavitcher Rebbe, it was in February of 2009 that Rivki and myself decided to move out to the Mountain Lakes area to serve and inspire the greater community.
It's been 10 years, and with God's help, we've established a vibrant Hebrew school, bar and bat mitzvah training, adult education classes, a women's circle, ongoing holiday programs, a Smile and Seniors program where volunteers visit the elderly, food for the needy, hospital visitation, and crisis intervention.
It was just about 5 years ago when we were getting ready for our first celebration of our Chabad, when I found out that we were going to have our own Torah. This was very exciting. So they contacted a scribe in Israel to make a Torah for us, and we had this opportunity to either sponsor a letter or a word or a pasha or a paragraph of our choosing, which was also very exciting. And then when the Torah was ready, it came on an airplane to the United States, and the scribe came, or a scribe came, to a school in Mountain Lakes to put in the final letters. People came from all over the community and surrounding communities to watch the scribe and see their letter put into our new Torah. When the Torah was finished, the Torah was treated like a bride, and the Torah went down the boulevard in a parade under a canopy, just like you would do in a wedding. They closed the boulevard, which is the main street in Mountain Lakes, and tons and tons of people were marching in the street. They were waving flags and holding tiki torches and dancing with the Torah. When the Torah arrived at it, where it was going to stay at the Masonic Lodge for the time that we were going to be there, we had a great big party, and people were given a piece of the Torah cover as a symbol of the Torah dedication and something to bring you good luck throughout your life.
Torah dedication was amazing. We remember, besides finishing the Torah together as a community, we got to each do a letter, and then being able to dance through the streets, delivering the Torah with everybody was truly amazing. And the cops, blocked off the traffic. It was really a touching thing to watch Jews, celebrate in the streets.
The rabbi has some wonderful classes that he's had. I look forward to it so much. I think I'm the first one to sign up every time. One class is better than the next. Truly, he has things about Judaism, of course, but how you can live in this world and still have Judaism, and how you can perform and do things for others. And I just enjoy it so. More people should really take advantage of it.
We attend the normal holidays as a group. It's more or less like a one big chavara in terms of getting to know the families and talking to them. Purim is a big thing which we all enjoy going to. The Passover is a question of the Seder. We have a communal Seder, which is quite nice in terms of teaching the kids the format, the formality of and the rituals that goes on in the Seder.
I met Rabbi Dubinsky when my mother was at Mary Hart a few years ago. And my mom was always so active in the Jewish community in Morristown, New Jersey. She used to go to services on Friday nights and on Saturdays. And so when she was in Mary Hart, she was really cut off from Judaism because she couldn't go to services anymore. It was just so wonderful. Rabbi Dubinsky would come on Friday nights, and he would always greet her in such a friendly manner. It just was so great for my mother. It's just wonderful. And he also went over there at the holidays, and he would do Hanukkah and a little bit about Passover, and it really kept her connected to Judaism, even though she was at Mary Hart. So fast forward to today, I now go with the rabbi to Victoria Mews many times. We've gone there, and we, as a team, try to connect those people to Judaism. And they just light up when they see the rabbi come in the door, and he's even brought his daughters with him. It's been great. There's quite a few people in Victoria Mews that are Jewish, and they also are in the same spot my mom was in. They're cut off from it because they can't go out, really, to get to the synagogues. And so it's really important what he's doing for the community in general. And I just love going with him and helping out there. Smile on Seniors is the name of the program. And I think we do bring smiles to the seniors because, they really are glad to be with him. And we've gone at Purim, and, they just loved it. It was really fun. His daughters sang some songs to the residents there. They loved seeing the children.
When my son was going into third grade, I thought about him going to Hebrew school. I really never went myself. I immigrated here and I really didn't know much about Judaism. And I always wanted them to make the decision as to what they wanted to do, how much they wanted to do. But I also wanted for them to have a good time. I didn't want them to feel like they have to go and for it to feel like school. They already go to school, they're very active in sports, and so I didn't want to fight over it. So I looked into various options, and one of my relatives recommended looking into Chabad. And as soon as I looked at the website here, for some reason, it made me feel like this is where I wanted to go. And Rifki and the rabbi have been super welcoming, so warm. And from the first day that my older son went, he loved it. This year, my younger one, who's in kindergarten, joined as well. And it's never a fight. It's always, we want to go, and they don't feel like it's school. And they are learning.
When I became involved with the Chabad, Samantha decided that, when we were going to the holidays and the different events, that this was something that she enjoyed as well, and she enjoyed the people. So when the Hebrew school was starting, I had suggested maybe there was a way for her to get involved. She was in high school at the time. She was looking to do some kind of volunteer work. She met, and Rifki was very welcoming. Samantha assisted with Hebrew school classes on Sundays, to the point where the Hebrew school grew that Samantha was given her own class. So we were extremely proud of her, and it was the highlight of her high school career. My son Jonah is now 20. He's just completed his first year in college. He has learning differences. Levi developed a program for him that was more hands-on, and he worked at Jonah's pace. And Jonah was very engaged and ended up becoming a bar mitzvah. His connection beyond that is the Bima and the Ark that he built as part of his Boy Scout project. That was his way of giving back.
I just love going to the Women's Circle events that Rivki has right here in her house. We learned to make challah, and I then went home and made challah with my grandchildren. It was great. She has people come in and do activities with us. For instance, we did some glass making with Glassworks from Morristown. It was great. We made a mezuzah, and then the rabbi followed up and came to the house and mounted the mezuzah on my house on the door, which was just great. It came out so great. I was shocked how wonderful it really looked when it was finished. I was so pleased that we were able to have a mezuzah put in our own house by the rabbi. She really, really tries to make everyone feel welcome in her home.
Rivki, I guess, sent me an invitation to a challah bake. And just to show how little I understand about what that was, I had no idea what it was. I signed up. I said, "Oh, I get to learn how to bake challah. I love to cook," and then I had no idea. And again, I contacted my relative that's really involved, and it's like, I have no idea where I'm going to. What is it? She's like, "You'll go and you'll have fun. Don't worry about it." And I did, and I think I've pretty much attended every women's event that Rivki has hosted. I think it's a great, she throws very good events, and I think it's very similar to kind of how she teaches Hebrew school. You learn while doing fun things, so you don't feel like you're forced to learn. So you'll do interactive activities, whether it's cooking, whether it's mosaic art, whether it's creating salads and having a salad taste-off. So again, you socialize and you meet other people in your community, and it's always very interesting.
The Chabad just became part of our family, and there wasn't anywhere else that we wanted to have our wedding.
And everybody came together and helped us from the preparation to the day of even after, from step one to the last step of cleaning up. So it was really amazing, the community and now our family getting together like this to celebrate such an amazing time for us. I was standing on the hoopah with my kettle on, and I remember her walking in and walking around 7 times, and just the whole congregation being there with us and for us just made it that much more meaningful and special than we could ever imagined.
Yeah, it was nice to have different members of the community have special parts in our wedding as well. The whole Chabad community kind of became like our wedding planning committee, from start to finish, from getting the chuppah set up for us. Shelly got a beautiful chuppah, to getting our centerpieces put together, to setting up the room. Rabbi was very specific that he didn't want us to do anything when it came to setting up, and it was just amazing to walk into that room for me because I came late, and seeing everybody there and everything perfectly set up.
It was really meaningful and thoughtful that everybody either came together, besides just showing up, donating their time, and being able to help us make it as special as it was mainly due to the community.
I became involved with the Chabad through Rabbi Dubinsky. About a year ago, I met Rabbi through a family, a Jewish family locally that wanted to come here to Normandy because they lived in the area. And when I met Rabbi, I wasn't very familiar with the Chabad at all. And when I met Rabbi, I think we had an instant connection because, to me, he understands what people need. And that's what we do. Part of what we do is that we listen to people and try and get into what they need, what each individual family needs to get through the process of a funeral, which is very personal, and every family is different. And I saw that in Rabbi, that he gets it, and he understands what we understand. And together we've forged a friendship over the last year, which I think is very special. And we welcome him here to help us serve the community, and becoming part of the Chabad Center, I think, is a very special thing.
I met Levi and became involved with the people with Chabad. I just felt very welcome, warm. I felt it was more family-oriented.
I respect the man because he respects the people. And I like the fact that he is not rigid in his thought process, that he treats everyone as an individual, because no two families are the same, nor should they be.
I'm very connected here. Rivki is like a relative of mine. They go beyond, the religious involvement. They check up on you if they feel something's not right, if you're sick, if there's a family issue. In addition to bringing my family here, I also brought my parents. So we're 3 generations of members.
I really appreciate the relationship that's developed between Rabbi Dubinsky and myself. You know, he's pointed out areas certainly in the community that St. Clair's can do better and, achieve that connection that we're looking for. At a personal level, I also believe that he helps individuals. He certainly has helped me become a better person because, he has me focusing on the positives and looking at what can be rather than what is. And for that, I'm extremely grateful.
I've had the pleasure of getting to meet Rabbi Dubinsky and many other people on the board and involved in Chabad. And I have to say, they're just wonderful people, great hearts, good intentions, just really good people.
We'd like to thank the entire community for your outstanding support, because without you, this could never be done.
We look forward to another successful decade with our very own Chabad Center, which will enable us to continue serving the community on a much larger scale.